Hey, morning. Episode
Morning.
one. Episode one of season 2. Who would have thought we'd done it in seasons?
Season 2. That
That's
was never
American.
a plan either. I like the way you just wing that. Oh, we're going to have a little break. We're going to do another season. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just needs, sometimes we need a little bit of break, don't we? We were a bit busy, weren't we? We had things to plan for and things to do, didn't we? So
yeah, and I want
break.
to apologise that I'm rebelling because my photographs disappeared, but I've got a new iPad and I seem to have lost some bits.
Yeah.
So I will sort that out.
We'll sort it out as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Cool. So episode 1, we thought we'd just talk about, because we have been very fortunate to have been selected for the Team UK for the IMCA competition, which happens in August. We both went up to the tryout day and did very well, managed to get on the team. So we thought we'd put a little bit of an episode together, mainly just to talk about, what we thought and, our thoughts about how it went and whatever. So I'll hand over to you, Emma, really. So your thoughts on the day, were you impressed? I was impressed with the courses.
Yeah, I'm massively excited. I just keep thinking about August now. But yeah, so going back to the day, I love Linda. I think she runs a very relaxed tryout day, which I think helps. And having travelled with IMCA before, and I know you have, that is the way that she is. She's so supportive of people. However, she doesn't take her eyes off of people. And I know, all the selections people are the same, but the intricacy that goes into her thought process of who she wants on the team, because we're supporting the paras as well, and so you're looking for a certain type of person and a certain caliber of dog and certain blah, blah. I think it was fabulous. I really did enjoy the day. And for me, I'm in the middle of a house movement, all sorts of rubbish going on here. It was a real blast and a real good thing to get away from everything.
Yeah.
And what a fabulous venue.
Yeah, the venue is really cool. I love the venue. I think we were fortunate because the weather was so good as well. So then we could get outside a little bit, stretch the dog's legs, and not all sort of huddle inside too much. Because I think if it had been raining, we would have been crammed in there a little bit, maybe. So at least we had a little bit of space for the dogs and for us to stretch out a little bit, which was really cool. But yeah, the venue inside, amazing. The surface was really good. I enjoyed running on the surface.
It was quite interesting because when I ran the Team GB tryouts, and I know we briefly spoke about this, my legs were hanging after like the same amount of runs. And there they weren't.
No,
I found it, for some reason, I don't know why, but just feedback, that I did find it easier to run on. I think the dogs found it easier to run on. I have to be honest, I'm struggling with my dog on Galligan seesaws and dog walk. I don't know why. I've obviously, now we're on team, I need to address that. And I am going to be seeking out people to go and train on Galligan. But it was interesting, and I think Linda picks up on it, particularly with the seesaw. So it wasn't just the smalls. No,
there was obviously a little bit of a thing in there, maybe. And I think though, with just working out the seesaw, was at the end of both courses, I think, or towards the end of both courses in the agility.
No, it was the end of the first one and the beginning of the second one.
Okay, so I thought for some reason
the second one,
that's right.
I actually, because that was
right, because it put us on the back foot if you had to hold that seesaw.
Well, and I actually screamed away, just wait on it, because I wanted to kind of prove that I did have a seesaw contact. So it's always good, isn't it, to come away with the training program of any event, even if you just your everyday events. I say to people, even your eliminations, don't live in them, come away with a training plan.
I was going to say that it's whether you did well or not, it's frustrating at the time. I understand that, it's very frustrating whether you did well or not, but it's stepping away afterwards and going, okay, what can I do different for the next time? What was it there? And sometimes we're lucky because we have, people take videos for us and we get to look at the videos when we get home. As soon as I get home, I'm watching going, I'd have done that instead, or I need to have a look at that next time. I need to work on that.
Try not to overanalyze it though, because what's happened to me this time is really interesting. So Kip and I, at the moment, and I hope I haven't peaked too early, but we are running as one. Okay, we are absolutely running as one. And I'm not, because of everything that I've got going on at home, for me, it's a massive stress release at the moment, going to play with my dog. So, and I'm coming away and then I'm moving on to the next thing. So I literally haven't got time to overanalyze. I knew I had, I'd say his first agility run, I'm waiting for Lindsay to publish the figures. He was stonking. I think it was his run, but he missed his seesaw and his dog walk contact, which is unheard of. He's been very easy. I have had a dog walk split problem when I had a slight injury, but apart from that, he's pretty consistent on his contact. So I was really gobsmacked. His agility too, I just overworked the weave entry. I just favoured it like most of us did, and his jumping, obviously he won. But I've not had a lot of time to reflect, other than in my head, right, I need to get some access to Galligan. You know, I've not had a lot of time to analyse it, and sometimes less is more, Stuart, isn't it?
I mean, I've been, say, lucky or unlucky this week. So the week after the tryouts, Riggs managed to slice his pad on the Tuesday, on a walk on the way on the Tuesday. It wasn't at the venue. It was on, we were on a normal walk on Tuesday morning, got back, and it was obviously got through the front door and there was a bit of blood on the carpet. And I thought, okay, checked. He got a slice. So he's had the week off. So it's actually, again, like I say, it's almost in my favour, because I haven't had to, I didn't go straight into training the things that had gone wrong. I've actually had a week to sort of reflect a little bit and go, okay. We actually went to a show last weekend. Becky competed with Focus and I didn't run him. And I was like, and it was actually a really nice weekend, just not running and just, you know, videoing all my friends' runs and stuff.
I think the pandemic taught me that. I've not booked as many shows in. I've booked some weekends off. And I'm looking forward to that. And obviously I've got Nairobi that I'm training as well. But I don't feel, I think pre-pandemic, I would have been like, I mean, you know, I've got stuff going on, but I would have been like, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that. Well, or I am in such, I think, a fortunate position at the moment. So I always believed that Kit he's at the top of his game now. So I was devastated when I had to pull him out. I didn't have to pull him out of IFCS, but I took the decision because he would have to jump 400. Team GB tryouts, because there was a lot going on in my life at the time, I went for experience. If I'm completely honest, I remember on a previous podcast, I kind of said like there was one I wanted, and that was IMCA. It was always IMCA. But I did say to somebody yesterday, and this isn't meant to sound big-headed, but if we were going to IMCA tomorrow, you know, there's not a lot that I've got to prepare, because he's such an experienced dog now. We have been gelling for many, many years. You know, he's 6 now. So I do think if I hadn't, I'm going to cry. What is it with me on this bloody podcast? But if I hadn't have got on IMCA this year, I would have been devastated. I would have absolutely been devastated, because I think he is at the top of his game. And I'm so lucky to have him. Yeah,
definitely. We are, and that's, you know, and I think, for me anyway, IMCA, I mean, I've only been once. We went 2019
me too,
or whatever. And
I was crap.
As soon as I came back from there, that was the one I wanted to do again and again. Like you say, the team,
isn't it?
The team itself is brilliant. The organisation's brilliant. The event itself was just, like you say, it's a powerful event.
It's humbling. It reminds you why, you know. So I honestly feel, you know, I'm so obviously we're going to go on a coach. We're planning on doing. We'll have to have a chat with Linda and make sure she's happy of it. But we're planning on we're sitting on a coach type thing. I think that would be great to do for a podcast. But it's like the whole thing. I can't wait to sit on that coach and go like, just lovely, isn't it? And then
it's a really cool event, and you know, like that's why I said it was the one I wanted to do as much as I possibly could. I found the first time I did it, like I say, watching the para team, watching some of the para competitors and stuff there, just when you get to stand on the start line, it's almost like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Although it does matter. It does matter in the way that you want to do the best you can.
Yeah, I remind you of that.
But it's like, but it's like that. You know, I've got no worries here. You know, it's just one of those things. It's really hard to explain. I don't think, and obviously the team members that have been there will know. But it's just, it's hard.
Yeah, I was really hard on myself when I went out with Herbie. I think I must have just. I think I was individual. Because I had 4 runs, and is it 4 runs? I think, and I had, and 3 of them were E's. I was so hard on myself, that, and that's the other reason that I'm so excited about going with Kippy, because when you've done an event before, that in itself is so much preparation, isn't it? You know, I know what to expect. I know, you know, probably my one preparation that I'm going to do with Kip is actually going to be outside of agility, is that I'm actually going to take him into different situations that he's not been in. So like I'm going to take him down the high road and maybe take him into a cap and pubs and things like that.
And silly little things like, sounds really bad.
He's not good like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not good like that. He really isn't. He does tend to shut down and say, I'm going to go on a bit of a socialization program.
When you're stopping in a hotel and things like that, like lifts and stairs and things like that, you know, that they don't generally come across very often.
No, and he's quite sensitive. And of course, he'll be traveling on his own. He won't have the other dogs either.
Yeah,
so
exactly, yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at with that. So how did you get on with the courses? I know, did you get an Easter egg?
What did I? Yeah, I got an Easter egg. So I had we got eliminated in the first agility, which was a lapse of concentration on my part, and also I'm going to say I did say the correct cue at the right time, but I just didn't hold long enough for him to take notice or take me seriously.
It was the A-frame, wasn't it?
He went back up the A-frame, yeah. So with Riggs, it's almost when I run him, I have to wait for that split second for him to almost.
I think even with all the large dogs did, and even with smalls, we had to.
Just a split second, and I just thought, oh, he'll come with me. He knows what check means. I'm going to run off dog walk. He knows what it means.
A-frame's a big bit of equipment, isn't it?
Yeah, and he loves the A-frame. It's his favourite bit of equipment.
Yeah, we train it a lot, don't we? We had a similar scenario in Team GB, and I lost Kippy up it, and I held it for an extra couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yeah, it was that. And then we won agility 2, so he came clear and he won that one. And then we
handled the weave entry.
Sorry,
how did you handle the weave entry?
Badly, but we managed to recover. So he managed. I tried to sort of rear-cross really into the weave.
I did, and
he went behind me. He went behind me, but because I stood still, he came in front of me and actually hit the weave entry correctly.
Okay.
So I managed to get round that, but we won that. It was fine.
I should have sent to that.
And then jumping, yeah, we came second in the jumping.
Jumping was lovely. With Paul Hinchley's courses, I'd run Paul's courses at his champ course. Paul Hinchley was one of those judges that, as I was going up the grades with Herbie, I could never. There was him and there was Chris Simmons. I could never get round their courses. I used to see their names and I was like, oh, for God's sake, like, I'm never going to get around that. They're quite technical, but subtly technical. But now, as I've gained more experience and probably more confidence in myself, and I think the first time that we all have that judge, don't we, that we're like, we want to get around their courses, and the first time you do, you're elated. The judge is probably like, what? I remember saying to Chris, I got around your course. He's like, what? But Paul's courses, even the champ small and at the tryouts, they've been stunning. They're beautiful. I think he's so kind to the dogs.
Yes. Yeah.
So the lines for
they're difficult, but they're not physically hard, if that makes sense for the dog.
Yeah, it's you have to make the right decisions, and then it's smooth for the dog.
I think it's more testing for the handler a lot of the times.
It's more scary, isn't it? And he relies on nerves, isn't it? How many times do, like, you know, people set a really hard course and stuff where actually the nervousness and the tension of the situation, you could set a beginner steeplechase it and the handler's going to go wrong.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I really enjoyed the courses, and you know, we did well enough to do what we did, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the day. There was a lot of banter. And
it was good catching up with a few people, and you know, catching up with different people there. And like I say, the sunshine made it massively different as well. It was nice to be out in the sunshine.
Yeah, the sun's, it's a bit cold here today, but the sun's made a really big difference to mood. I think it's certainly, I can feel myself lifting. Yeah, definitely.
This week's been really nice. So yeah, I
have you already put in plans? So let's think about, right, you know, so for people listening, you know, so you came home, obviously you've had to give them a week off. So for me, I didn't have a rabies for Kip, it had expired, so I booked his rabies. I also made that, the first thing I did was because I knew the passport system had changed and everything, and I didn't allow myself to make inquiries before. So I've made some vets phone calls and to see what I've got to do with him. And I know my biggest work on is my fitness, my contact points for Kippy, and probably weave entries. And as I say, for him, really socialization, you know, I'm going to get out in different scenarios. So what about you? What are you
same plans for me, really. Rabies jab, got to sort that out. Get in touch with the vets, obviously, deal with obviously now with the animal health certificates that we have to have, which are apparently a pain to deal with.
Well, my vets just said to me, email me the route and we'll tell you when you've got to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I haven't actually spoken to my vets physically, so I'll sort that out. But speaking to a few people, people that have already traveled abroad as well have already said to make sure that everything on the animal health certificate is correct and spelled properly and able to read it.
Okay.
Sounds really bizarre, but some people have had issues where the checkpoints haven't been able to read what the vets have written.
Okay.
And they are quite happily to go, no, you can't.
Oh, shit, can you imagine that if we're sitting on a coach, you're going, no, you can't. You're like,
yeah, exactly. So make sure when you speak to your vet, make sure that it's legible, and you know, everything is in the correct place at the right time. So that's the one thing I'm going to make sure of. I
forgot that I need to plan my outfit.
Yeah, that as well. And
I
then
need to put my nail appointment in.
And then basically for me, fitness obviously is just always ongoing anyway. It's just one of those things that I do anyway. But dog.
Yeah, I do, but I feel like I need to do a little bit more. I just feel like
maybe
I'm, you know, I'm good. I could get around the courses, my footwork's good, but I want to work, so I'm running myself, but I'm going to get back into my personal trainer.
Also having the I think working on your energy, sounds really hard how to put it into words, but your energy levels through the day, because they're long days of doing not a lot.
I need to think about my diet. You're right, especially so as I've got older, my diet's changed. And I you know, whereas before I'd have a Mars bar for a bit of a boost or something, I can't have that. So I do need to make sure.
So things like that are going to be, you know, having to look
find the nearest shop.
Yeah, looking at things like that, you know, and you know what we can do to make sure that we stay awake through the day, really, because they're so long, the days, you know, it's first thing in the morning till sort of last thing at night.
We're gonna sit there one day. I've got this thing, right? We're gonna have the phones like this and we're gonna record it.
And we have you know, and for me it's making sure that, because we don't eat till sort of 9-10 o'clock at night by the time you've got back and things like that, so it's a whole change of routine and bits and pieces that we need to look at. So that's a little bit of planning on that point. As far as rigs go, through this year, I'm just going to stay as we are. I think training wise, we're going to keep, I know what we need to do training wise. Contact and weaves ongoing, will always be that way anyway.
You got any Gallagher equipment?
No, but we have just booked a training session. Me and Becky are going up to the Dog Sports Derby.
Okay.
Laura Chudley's new place. So we're going to go up there, and we've got that Monday, so I'm going to try that. But I don't.
So if anyone's listening and they've got some Gallagher equipment, it's just Stuart and I, or definitely me. I need to go and train.
But I don't think Rig's really bothered that much. He doesn't seem to.
I've run it twice now, so 3 times. So Team GB, I struggled. He didn't miss his dog walks at Team GB,
no.
But his seesaw definitely I struggled with. Kaluki, I had Kaluki at the weekend, so I ran one agility run. He did win it. I had to shout stop on the seesaw. I mean, it could just be that because he's been running, you know, it's early in the season, and I've done.
And you're a little bit tense as well.
Yeah, and I've done Team G, and I've done Champ, and I've done this, so it could just be that I need to train it, and I am training it, obviously. He would, and his dog walk was very high, so he got it, but it was really high. So yeah, maybe I'm getting a little bit paranoid about it, and just
ongoing training. But the problem is through the year, the way that all the competitions have fallen. I'll be doing obviously the qualification process for IFCS as well through the year.
Yeah, I've not got that.
So as far as practice goes, he'll get practice on those courses anyway. Because
I heard a rumor that IFCS were thinking about changing the heights as well.
I'll have to have a look. I'm not sure.
No, they haven't changed or anything like that, because obviously Kippy has to jump 400. But to be honest, for me this year is, you know, obviously I've got stuff going on at home. But for Kippy, I'd love a champ ticket. You know, I'm relying on people going wrong and me going right, obviously. Olympia, I'm going to do if I'm there. So because at 6 and quite a small, there are much faster dogs, and for him to get into the top 3 is a big ask. And this year, I think I haven't got it in me money-wise or time-wise to drive 5-6 hours.
So it's just like almost like enter it if it's the show you're going to, but not chasing it.
Exactly that. And just to go out and just enjoy some of my agility, and just enjoy my dog, and just enjoy the partnership that we've got right now is just phenomenal. I really hope that it carries on. Maybe it was getting Nairobi because he wants to work for me, you know. He's
maybe I did.
Knows he has to share. So that he's like, we are really running as one. Even in my training, I was looking back at some videos, and I was like, Jesus, we are actually really connected. I mean, I still make stupid mistakes and everything, but he makes a stupid mistake with me. And then it is so funny at the moment, because he just stands there. He's at that level where he just looks at me and shouts. He's barking in my face. Like, what did you do that for?
Well, they're funny, aren't they? They're funny. So pretty, I suppose, a pretty relaxed approach for me through the year. I'm just going to do the shows that I need to do, you know, and that's it really. I get a chance to do some of the harder, more technical courses because I'm doing the IFCS qualifying route as well. So really, as far as training, thank you. Yeah, it should be good. So as far as training goes, that's that. But I mean, I've got a double whammy in August for me, because IMCA is obviously the second week of August, which it's normally August anyway, because we do the tryouts, obviously. But because IFCS changed.
So when is IFCS?
It's the last week of August.
Shit, you're going to be knackered.
Yeah, so we got the second week of August is IMCA. We come back for a week, and then the next weekend we travel away.
At least you've got a week off. You've got a week off, haven't you?
100%. The only thing is, from a self-employed point of view, that's almost 3 weeks of August. I've not really been able to work very much, so I've got to deal with that as well. So, and then obviously the costs of traveling and bits and pieces on top, because it's obviously not. And that's the thing for people that don't know, people that don't really know, if anybody's watching or listening, when you join these teams, be prepared that it's self-funded.
Because
we do some fundraising. Obviously, there is some fundraising that goes on, and things do get paid for, etc. But what I generally do is I prepare myself to pay for the whole lot.
And then anything else is a bonus. Exactly. My granddad passed away, so I'm really fortunate that I can not worry about it.
Just being prepared.
It's hidden costs, isn't it? Like your rabies, like you know, like, oh shit, I need, you know, you need training. Oh God, I've got to get my nails done.
Yeah, and then you got to think about food when you're there. You got to think about.
Yeah, it is the hidden cost, especially when you're out there all day. I remember stealing from the, not stealing, but we went down for breakfast in the hotel.
Taking the bread rolls and the ham when you go. Yeah. Taking all the croissants and the bread rolls with you.
I guess our questioners to the listeners, so season 2, we've just started.
Yeah.
Got some guests lined up already, which I'm absolutely really excited about. Yeah. What would they like to hear from us?
Yeah.
In IMCA, okay, so from us, but obviously we're really making sure that this series, we don't want it all to be about us, do we?
No.
What do people want to discuss? What topics are they interested in? Who would they like us to talk to, etc.
Yeah, even if things that happen to them at shows or events are something that they're, you know, they don't understand, or they want to, you know, if they want to open up on or something, we can do that as well. I think we've got enough experience between us to be able to
and maybe I'm just doing this off my head. I don't know whether we'll be able to do it in season 2 because we're both competing in that, but would Sunday evening be the right time for a live?
Live,
so people can put in the comments, is Sunday evening the best time for that, or some other evening would be better, or shall we wait until the autumn, you know, now the competition's started?
Maybe. Cool.
Perfect.
Right.
Good.
I think we'll wrap that up for episode 1. There you go. We started the second season. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Excellent. All right, Stuart.
All right. See you soon. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye, you too.
Bye.